Hey, Stitchy friends, it's me, Tony. How are you? How are you? How are you? I know it's been forever since we've spoken. So, welcome everybody that's new. Thank you so much. I've been going through comments and it's been a while since I went through comments, which I'm going to explain why, which is also why it's been a couple of weeks since I've been back on here. I love 2020. It's just been so delightful. Okay, so let's just jump right in to why I haven't been here for a while. So, about a week and a half ago, I was having a delightful week. You never have a week that starts out great. I had a friend that was in town. We always go to IKEA when she's in town. And, spend the day, which we didn't even spend the entire day because the restaurant was closed. The little snacky coffee place was closed. It was very disappointing. That's usually how we break up the very long walk. Excuse me. Not the virus that can't be named. Just a cough. Allergies. And she was picking some stuff up as she had actually driven here, and she was going to be driving home, and she wanted some stuff, and yada, yada, yada. So we had a wonderful time. We'd gone to Starbucks. We'd gone to another restaurant. Everything was wonderful. And so because we didn't have our usual things we get at IKEA, you can buy like the meatballs and the potatoes, and they had no lingonberry sauce. I know. None. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. It's the pandemic. But I bought some of their cinnamon rolls to take home. My husband likes a little sweet every once in a while. So the next morning, I had a lovely night's rest. I wasn't too sore from walking all over IKEA. I was very surprised, very helpful, very good that I didn't. And I had, plans for the day. I was actually going to have sort of an early dinner with some old co-workers, had it all planned out, sat down, drank my little cup of coffee, ate my little IKEA cinnamon roll, finished my IKEA cinnamon roll, and doubled over in pain. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I had the worst pain, like right there under your sternum, like double over, I'm gonna pass out pain. When I was growing up, if you had a pain, my mother attributed every pain to a growing pain or a gas. So I always think that through my head, okay, this is indigestion of some sort, or is this a heart attack? Which could it be? But I didn't think it was a heart attack thing because it was a different, it felt more like just like right in the pit of your stomach, not like something that was just in that general area or radiating here or there or anywhere. And I thought, okay, I don't know what this is, but it'll go away in a little while. It didn't go away. I was sick to my stomach. I was clammy. I was feeling icky. I got in the bed. I'm doubled up. I don't know what's going on. At some point, my husband came in, and his answer to things is Pepto-Bismol. So he said, oh, take some of this. Sorry, my husband interrupted me. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so I'm like hurting in pain, and it's not nice, and it's not going away. Pepto-Bismol, I thought worked for a little while. I thought, okay, I don't know. I shouldn't have eaten that IKEA cinnamon roll. I got up for a little while, but I just couldn't eat. I didn't have an appetite, and I just was hurting. And throughout the day, I told my friends, I'm not going to be able to meet you for dinner because I don't think I'm going to make it. And it was all day long. Now, about 10 years ago, I developed atrial fibrillation, or AFib. Now, I didn't know what was happening to me at that point either, but I drove myself to the ER. I've done that twice. I could not drive with this. It was too much pain. I was afraid to drive, and the hospital's 10 minutes away. So I thought, well, I'll take, I don't know, Alka-Seltzer Plus or something, and just try to get some sleep. Piece of Sis-Been all day. I hadn't eaten anything. I couldn't keep medications down, nothing. All night long, this is going on. I'd sleep, and then sleep. So finally, having this conversation in my head, because I am cheap, and ambulance rides are expensive. But I don't know what it is. I can't drive myself to the hospital. My husband doesn't drive. I'm not going to call somebody at 5:30 in the morning. So I bit the bullet. I have my first, I'm 63 years old. My first ambulance ride called EMS. Very cute young men came out, which was just lovely. And, they're checking me out and something. My heart's not doing anything too crazy. So, but I'm still hurting. So they gave me, in the ambulance, they gave me fentanyl. Can you believe that? And it helped a little bit, but even the fentanyl was not really helping that much. So go to the ER. Doctor comes in, in between all this stuff over the last day. I tried Googling, what am I dying from? And I thought, well, maybe it is my gallbladder, because they kept saying, I kept reading stuff about gallbladders. And then the doctor mentioned a gallbladder. I thought, oh, well, that must be it, because I have all my original parts, I'm very intact. And so I had a sonogram, I think. I had a CT scan, my first CT scan with contrast. I had a chest x-ray, I had an EKG, I had a pee in a bottle. They took my blood, they did all that stuff. And I'm sure they thought, they're doing all this to say, aha, gallstones or your gallbladder or something. Nothing. The good news is all my internal organs look lovely. The bad news is all my internal organs look lovely, so they don't have anything. So I think they just decided that my mother was probably right and it was gas. So the next thing I know, they're sending me home with not a whole lot of anything. And I'm still in pain, so they gave me a tramadol or something for the pain and sent me on my merry way. So I had to call my husband and say, can you call one of our friends to come get me? They said, follow up with your doctor. I followed up with my doctor. Of course, the hospital had not sent him any of the test results, so that did no good. But that was on a Thursday. And I probably was not back to what I would say normal as far as how I felt in eating or anything till that next Tuesday. So trust me, I was doing no cross-stitching. I was not looking on YouTube. I was not looking on Facebook. I wasn't doing anything but sleeping and, trying to eat something. I'd eat like a little bit of something and try, I was just afraid it was going to happen again. And thankfully, thank you God, it has not happened again. So perhaps it was just some weird fluke. The one thing they did mention is that they did see that it looks like I may have a hiatal hernia, which apparently people find out they have one because doctors are looking for something else. So I don't know if that's it or not. If my doctor could get the records and the test results, he could maybe advise, but we're waiting on that. So anyway, that put like the kibosh on getting anything done for about a week. So, I just didn't want to stitch. I thought, oh, I have lost the stitchy bug. It's gone away. What will I do? But it came back. So, anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. That's why you didn't see me. And that's why I don't have a whole lot. Let's see. Well, I guess we'll start with my sad little whips, which have not really, you know, sometimes what I found is that, and I don't know if anybody else has had this issue, especially those of you that have come back after many years. It's just kind of trying to figure out where my place is in like the cross stitch world or something, or how I'm going to function, because it's so different and there's so many variations on a theme, which is wonderful. But I find myself fighting with myself sometimes. So let me just do this. So I change my mind a lot, which I don't know if anybody else does this. So anyway, I didn't have that many things. I was working on that Stitchonomy stitch along. So I'd gotten, you know, they had this whole big 31 days. And I started, thank goodness it didn't start till after I was feeling better. So here we started with, you know, the little fill in the blank ones, which are cute. And a lot of people have, you know, kind of put their little stamp on it and made it their own. All sorts of adorable little things. But you know what? I hate this cloth. I hate it. This is like a Charles Craft 30-year-old piece of Aida. And I think part of it, I don't know if you can tell. You see how the stitches going horizontal are lighter? It really kind of makes me crazy. And it's hard then to see the holes, and I think because it's so old, it's just harder to stitch on. And I can do it, but I don't know. I'm not real happy with the piece of fabric. But somebody on the Facebook page, what they're doing is they're not doing this. I think they started doing that, and then they decided what they're going to do is they're taking each day's little thing and making a cute little ornament for a Halloween tree. Now see, that makes more sense for me, because Halloween in my neighborhood, we have hundreds of children come. So what everybody does, it becomes a block party. We all sit out in our yard. I have a cauldron like that filled with candy. I spend $100 on candy. And my friends come over and we just sit out there and hand out candy. And families come, parents dress up, the kids dress up for 2.5 hours solid. That's all we do. Till they go away or the candy runs out, whichever happens first. So I wouldn't mind getting one of those little Halloween trees and doing that, because these took about an hour each square to stitch up by the time you kind of, figured out what colors to use and did it and embellished it. Because like I embellished some things. I did some back stitching. Like this one, these weren't called for colors necessarily. I used some metallic thread. And the person who did the individual ones used perforated paper. And now, let me tell you my ignorance. I'd never heard of perforated paper. I've used like the plastic Aida looking stuff that people do ornaments, but I don't know how that perforated paper works. I'll have to look on YouTube. So let me know if you've ever used it, if you like it. What makes it better or worse than using the little plastic, kind of grid stuff for ornaments. So I think instead of doing this, because I think I'm just going to be disgusted with it by the end, I'm going to switch over to either that plastic or that perforated paper and start doing these individually. And then I'll feel like I really have done something that I can use, because I just don't see a use for this at the end. I just don't see me framing it or whatever, but it's just cute as a bug. But anyway, that's what I'm doing there. All that talking. Okay, then this was the, what's it called? This was the Stitch Quarterly for September from Fat Quarter Club. This was the, what did they call this? Hey Pumpkin. So that's what it's supposed to look like. So I did get a little more stitched on that. But again, I really don't like the cloth, the fabric. I like it soft. I like it's an Aida, but it's so soft, and can you tell how big those holes are? The needle keeps falling through the holes. And then, I mean, it looks better now, but as I was stitching this, because it uses 4 threads, it's 4 over 1. And it just, I don't know. I'm kind of not thrilled with it. I'll probably still do it because it's really easy. But what I think I would have rather done is just done a needlepoint. Just gotten some yarn and done this as a needlepoint with a little larger needle. I think it would have gone faster. I think it would have looked cuter. I may still do that one day. But I'll go ahead and finish it because it's cute and it's pretty easy. But it drives me nuts. So, but I do know what I want to do with this. I would mount this on a piece of sticky board, and then I have someone gave me once a wreath. It's made out of little plastic metal-y looking pumpkins, black and orange. So if you put this in the middle of it, it'll look just adorable. And I can get this done before Halloween and have it on my door. So I'm good with that. Now. No. This is really what I want to concentrate on. Because I'm realizing that at least for now, I'm not good at switching up stuff. So I think I need to be able to concentrate on one thing so I feel a sense of accomplishment. Now, those little Halloween, if I figure out how to make the little ornaments, then I could do one and, I have a finish, so to speak. And that's what I'm missing. Everything is just turning into like long drawn out. And part of it is because I was sick. I just started on this one, so you can see. Now I like this cloth. This is an even weave. It's a 28 count. So you can still see the holes fairly well. And a lot of it, it's pretty solid because it's a Satsuma street. There's no color changes. So I think this is what I'm going to concentrate on. I'll switch with this and that little Hey Pumpkin. But really for right now, I don't know. It's just crazy. Crazy. It's all crazy. So, purchases. These are more things I had already purchased, but I hadn't gotten in yet. So these are things I've gotten in. I am trying out, I don't know why, I didn't realize this was this big. But this was from Joann's. This is just a regular old hoop. But the other kind of hoops I bought a couple of are these, are they pronounced Nerge? Or Nergay? Or Nerja? Anyway, they're really nice. You guys use these? Have you used these before? They seem like really nice embroidery hoops. Before when I did this before, you just went and bought an embroidery hoop. But apparently there are different qualities. So I did that. Now the couple of things I got in, let's see, hold on. I have something somewhere. Where did I put it? Oh, hello. See, I have a little box. Just some little stuff. I bought on Fat Quarter shop. I bought a thing of floss packs because I bought a lot of miscellaneous thread off like eBay, And I want to eventually put them on those little spools I showed you, those little clothespins. But in the interim, I'd like to put them in here so I can put the color and get rid of all the little bands and, you know, kind of have that part ready. And while I was there, I did get this 10 count even weave. It's very similar, I think, to what I'm working that Hey Pumpkin on. But I think that for the right thing, it would be okay because they had this on sale, or I had a coupon. They started giving out coupons. And then the other thing, because it was on the little flash sale for whatever day I put in the order. And I generally don't do these, but I thought, well, this is small enough. I could try it and see. Is from Plum Street Samplers. It's called My Peaceful Home. You probably have all seen this or something. It's probably like, you know, I don't know. Everything's new to me. So I guess this is like a little pin cushion that they made it into. It doesn't look, it's not very large. It's, oh, here it is. I can't see it for the label. 177 by 50. So skinny and long. So I may do that. This seems like a winter type thing. So I bought it because it was on sale. And for like half price. So for half price, I'll buy it and try it. And I don't know, did I show you guys this last time? This was also, it was their Serendipity, which is going to be their stitch along and their quilt. It's their, they do a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish, South Texas. And so this was the little project bag, so I bought that. Because it's a nice size and it's plastic. Then a few things I got in. Okay, first of all, this is another printed canvas from that Joy Sunday, and it wasn't on a slow boat from China. It was on a slow boat from Thailand, so it took like 2 months to get here. But this is just the cutest thing for like Easter, although it's a bunny in a sweater. Isn't that cute? It's just so cute. It's not very big. It's 19 by 28 centimeters. So actually in size, let me show you. It's only this big. This is the back because it's printed. So you know. And of course the colors aren't the real colors that are on here. These are the colors, you know, to help you match it all up. So it's not very big. And I thought, this is cute. And like I said, something to do like if I'm somewhere where maybe counting stitches is inconvenient. So I had gotten that. I thought it was cute. Then the other thing, I talked about this the last video. I had ordered some things from Orenco Originals. And I don't know if anybody's ever used them. Beautiful things. So it's kind of like almost like a Hague, but it's smaller. So here's a tulip and birch trees inspired by the work of Louis Comfort Tiffany. You see that? Isn't that pretty? And this is 13 by 16 or 182 by 224 stitches. It's designed for DMC cotton floss, 14 count fabric. They give you a suggestion of colors. Then this one, and it was one of these, it was on eBay, and they were like all under $10, or it was buy two, get one free. Then this one is called Oak Roses, designed by Arts and Crafts, artist Henry Dearl and William Morris. See that? Isn't that pretty? I just think it's pretty. And this one, the same thing, about 10 by 18 or 140 by 252 stitches, 14 count fabric, DMC cotton floss. And then the third one is a Japanese artist, O'Hara Shogun's Songbirds on Cherry Blossom Branch from Woodblock. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? I just think it's pretty. 10 by 14, again, DMC floss, 14 count. But what's interesting, these are opened. Which one of these did I open? I'll open the other one. There's a little card that comes in it. And apparently, well, they give you a little floss card that you can punch the holes in and make your own floss card. There was another card, maybe it was in maybe it was in another one. Basically, they will customize these for you if you want less color combinations. But they had a card in one of them. If I find the card, I thought I had it with me, I will insert a photo here. And that explains what they do. So they can customize things. So I thought that was very interesting. I hadn't seen that before. So let me know if you've ever used these guys. If you've ever stitched anything from this company. I don't know where else. They have a website, orencooriginals.com. This was from 2007. So maybe this, I'm new to the game, as we all know. And so maybe this is like been a thing and I just don't know it. Anyway, that's my stash. What are my plans? My plans are not to be doubled over in pain again, to really work on my Satsuma Street, and I don't know. I guess that Hey Pumpkin I'll go ahead and do. I don't know. I may just concentrate on the Satsuma Halloween one. I just want something done. I just want to be able to come back to you guys and say, I have finished something. Because, I keep coming back and blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, do you ever do anything? It's like, well, I try. And that's part of it. I don't know. Some days I just feel like, slowest cross stitcher in the world, which brings me to yet another question. Okay, I am left-handed, married to another left-hander, and I realize cross stitch is not a handed. It's not like crochet or knitting, where if you're left-handed, you're doomed, and unless you find another person that's left-handed that knows what you're going through. But for those of you, if you are left-handed, I have a couple of questions. One, when presented with a piece to cross stitch, do you generally go, let's say it's just a row, from left to right or right to left? And or, I know it doesn't matter which way the little crosses go, it's this way or that way, as long as they all go that way or they all go this way. But if you're left-handed, is the top stitch on your cross stitch going from lower left to upper right, or is it going from upper left to lower right? This is just fact-finding. I'm just curious, because I think most people that I see, their cross stitch, the top stitch is going from upper left to lower right, for the most part. But I just wondered, for those of you who have been stitching for a while and happen to be left-handed, is there a certain way you tend to go, or you feel like you stitch better going that way? That's my little question for you guys. okay? I have another video. I probably won't put it out for a day or two. It's kind of more about it's not my stuff specific. It's more general information kind of stuff. Anyway, isn't that very confusing? What else is there? Was I going to tell you? There's not. There's not. Anyway, that's why it's taken me for so long to get back, and why I don't really have much to show you. But I'm so glad you're here, and this is the first time you came through. Welcome. I'm happy you're here. We're having a good time. It tends to be an older crowd, but that doesn't mean it can't be a younger crowd, because we're all young at heart. This cross stitch does not discriminate. Anybody can cross stitch, so that means we can all, be a FlossTube community together, which is nice. Because trust me, there are a lot of communities on YouTube that are not nice. They are vicious. Yeah, you should hear what I've heard about the candle community. No, but yeah, I'll talk about that actually a little bit on my next video. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have. Thank you again. Hope you enjoyed this. Saw my stuff. Let me know. Any thoughts, especially if you're left-handed, or especially if you've ever used this Orenco Originals. What you thought. Is it something you enjoyed? Is it going to drive me nuts? None of this am I going to do until next year, but it was cheap, so I thought, oh, well, it's pretty. Anyway, that's it. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go downstairs. Yes, I am. I promise. Right now.